Hello, everyone, and I hope you're all having a great day, evening, night, wherever you may be. And you clicked on the title, so let's jump right into it. So, I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat, it does, in a sense of trying to be with a partner. I think we've entered a new age where people think that, oh, you know, all women want is 6 foot alpha chads, sigma males, these forefront, these 1% males, the ones with a lot of money, nice cars, really rich, good looking, looks maxing experts, ma gods, those type. But what if I were to tell you that that's kind of changing? After doing a lot of digging in the internet world, and mostly like other videos, TikTok, just looking at different kinds of content of these, it is without a doubt that that whole woman wanting that 1% of men is kind of going away. And you're probably like, well, how do you know that? I mean, you can kind of see it everywhere, but it's not like to sit there and act like, oh yeah, just because I saw it on the internet one time means that, oh, it's happening everywhere. No, rather, I'm mostly saying that times have changed. And I'm talking about this mainly because there was a time where I used to believe that I would never be able to have someone in my life because I thought that since I only have a good personality, but everything else is kind of like I can get. Because look, bottom line of it is, I'm just going to be straight honest with myself. I am 100% your average guy, right? 100%. You know, I'm not that tall. I don't have a lot of money. I don't drive the Lambos, all that. I just have average things. I have things that get me to point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to reference some channels in particular, but it was just I was just scrolling one day through TikTok and YouTube, and I was just seeing a bunch of men talking about how they've clocked out of dating because of just what the stigmas were. Honest opinion, I don't blame them. I don't, because what good is it if you are trying to be the best you can in terms of like a potential partner that you want in your life, but these stigmas that you have to follow, this whole this regime, I would even say, of just these 1% ideals of men. Because if you think about it, right, if you really think about it, unless she had that father or mother to teach her how to be morally, understanding of real life stuff, then maybe I could reconsider it. But that's like rare. But basically, what I'm saying is not to compare between genders, but it's like when you're a man, you have to basically have yourself figured out before you can even think about being with a woman. You have to basically put all this stuff up front for her, and that's it. That's your only duty as a man. You do all this prepping, right, just to get this girl. You gotta, drive the nice car, take her to a dinner date, and then you have to keep it up until you finally get. And I just find it so funny that we as men have to put in all this work just for a girl to say yes. Crazy, isn't it? And you notice how much of a lot of time that gets taken out for you in the long run. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I think, in my opinion, in a new age sense of mine, the best way to do it is to just become friends first, then think about spending money on them. I'm not saying that this should be something that's money tied, because it's not. No one should ever look at it for that reason. Like, that's not healthy at all. And that's just messed up to do, just to sit there and be like, well, I spent money on you, so you're supposed to say yes. Like, that's no one, that's not even that's not even human to do. That's just so messed up. I don't care what no one says. That's messed up. So the whole point being now is back to the topic at hand is I think it does. Because if you think about it, right, a good guy, a really good man, if he played his cards right, that meaning he was friends with her, build up this nice mutual friendship, got to know her for about 3 months from what I've been told from most girls. A particular one would be my coworker who told me about this. She was like, 3 months is good enough to get to know someone. And personally, I like to make it a stretch and say 6 months to a year to really know how will they act with you when you're in the long run. Like, would you get sick of them in 6 months to a year is basically your biggest test. Because regardless, you're gonna be friends for 3 months, but I just feel like if you waited just a little more longer, or not even in a sense of wait, I guess what I'm trying to say is you guys are building a foundation. Even if it's seeming passive, you guys are building a foundation, and the foundation being just more connection now. Because I still think and still believe that the biggest thing you can do with trying to be with anyone is to connect with them. I don't care what anyone says. Connection and getting to know someone like through in throughout, even if it takes that long. Like, I will admit, like, I do not like playing waiting games. I can admit that. Like, I hate it. And people who are serious can also say the same thing. Like, it's childish. It is so childish to play play these little games, these little mind games, like, oh, I'm gonna keep him waiting, or, oh, I'm gonna keep playing with her heart, it goes both ways, both genders. No one does nothing better or worse, but it's annoying. So why I mention all this and why, I think a lot of people would have a lot more dates is if people would let go of that and just build up that. Okay, if I were to just list it all, I would say, first, for all you brothers out there who are trying to get with a woman with your personality, right? Just who you are. Please be her friend for a long time. I promise you will thank me. Then, if she's feeling the same way, you know what I'm saying? Let it glide in slow.
What do you mean by
Don't
that?
try to go too fast. The best thing you could do is take it slow. Trust me. Women like know what you're, not even know what you're doing, but you take things easy rather than you be like, oh yeah, I want you to be my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, you need to be my girlfriend right now. You know what I'm saying? You look kind of like desperate. And I know, I said it myself. I hate the little games. I hate waiting, but unfortunately, being too jumpy, too quick can land you in a lot of mistakes, and it can possibly ruin a lot of things in your relationship. So the best thing to do is to, it sounds weird, to let it marinate. Let your guys' connection marinate. It sounds so weird. Because then in the long run, right? One, you get to know them much more after the year or 6 months or 3 months, however long it takes. Two, you'll be able to do things, subtle things. Okay, I'm giving out free game here, but like, don't even make it seem like you like her like that. I know it sounds like, oh, but then you just say you don't want to play mind games. But listen, this is different. You're trying to get with her, but you're not trying to like be desperate. You know what I'm saying? Because I can agree, yeah. Like, if a girl was straight up trying to jump into my life, I need to know you first. Like, at least 3 months before we could be serious. Because it's not like say that you're gullible or that you're that desperate or you're just like, oh yeah, well, I can just date someone right off the whim. And I'm like, okay, that's great for you. But for me, I think personally, I would have to known you for at least 3 months because that's just the way it is. So I know I kind of went a little bit off topic here with personality, but in a long run, I mean, it's fairly obvious that personality will always win. I mean, there's living examples of your personality literally getting you any woman you want. People think it's, oh, you gotta have that. You gotta be the top 1%. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. All you need is you. I'm telling you, this is literally free game, and this ain't even like rare knowledge. This is literally base level knowledge. Like, the more genuine, the more you are, without being, not being too weird, like to freak her out. But you don't gotta be, excuse my language, but you don't gotta change like ultimately like a whole bunch for her. But what I'm saying is you just gotta, have your little cards be played, but just keep it cool. Anyways, in a very, very broad statement, yes, 100% your personality will always win a woman's heart. Because a good man will always win a woman. I don't care what no one says, but when you're a good man, you're a good man. You don't have to change to what people say. And listen, I will say this to all you, and I'm not even gonna classify it. I mean, I guess I should, because there's not a lot of good men out here. So I'm sorry to the ones who are trying to be, but you got some work to do. But anyways, to all you guys who are actually like really like good guys, and I'm not even gonna sit there and put myself up there and be like, oh, I'm a good guy too. I treat women
with respect. I don't call them B words, H words. I try to be the, nice guy finish last. Oh, no, that's not what
No, it's just understanding that wherever you stand at, right? And trying to get to this very particular person, you just want to be as genuine as you can be, become friends, really get to know them, don't be too creepy, don't be too touchy, you know what I'm saying? Just like, cute stuff that you know if you know what I'm saying? Girls like that. But yeah, basically guys, it's without a doubt, personality will always win over physicals, assets, all that nonsense BS. Women do not care about money. They don't care about what you got. They want to know what's in your head. I know. You're probably like, whoa, this is like, what? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, I thought women only want Tyrone and Chad, the top 1%, the ones that got the nice car, they're 7 foot tall. Trust me, brother. Trust me. When you're focused on yourself and you're not even trying to seem desperate, women love that. I know. If you're like one of those guys like me who don't like mind games, I know you're probably like, oh, I want a girlfriend. But listen, sometimes you got to do it back. And I wish it wasn't this way, but majority of women you're going to meet, they're probably going to do that. And then maybe that, I would say 1% or 50%, maybe that's a little too high, maybe 1% will be the ones that actually like want you. And then they're like genuine as you are. And that's like a rare occurrence. And if you mess that up, there's something wrong with you. And usually some people get scared of that because they're like, wait, why is she so genuine and so good to me? You know, is she on that stalker vibe? You know, is she that desperate? You know what I mean? Like that crazy woman vibe. You know, that yandere type vibe. So yeah. Long story short, didn't want to make this too long, but guys, don't think about what you got having too much. Like I will say, yes, get yourself together, but you don't gotta be rich as heck. You know, you ain't gotta have all that. You ain't gotta have the M5 comp. You ain't gotta have a Hellcat. You know, Rolexes. You know, dreads. You know, that wavy curly pretty boy hairstyle. No, you don't need all that. Trust me. All you need is to be well kept, you know, financially good for yourself, you know, and then keep to your goals and aspirations. And trust, they will come to you. You ain't even got to change that much for women. You really don't. Just stay put. You know what I'm saying? Just keep climbing the ladder. That's it. I know because there were times where I would sit there and be like, dang, man, like, I really do. I think I'm ready for someone. I know I am for a fact because I know what it takes to be a good man. But it's like, brother, you gotta watch out because you can get in some bad traps. Anyways, long story short, to answer the question of the title, it does, 100% does, and no one can change that fact because it's literally living proof. You can watch so many videos on it. They'll lie to you. Some people will lie to you and say, no, women don't like personality, and some women will say it like they'll lie. No, I'm being so serious too. Like they will literally lie about it. They'll be like, oh no, he has to have a nice car. Trust me. I wish I had an example in my head right now of a average looking dude with a 10. You see it so much. And there's so many videos I can reference off of. Anyways, I don't even have to prove it because there's literally proof of it though. But yeah. Anyways, my brothers and sisters and other gender, I hope you all have a great day, evening, and night, wherever you may be. And like always, you got this. K9 out.